Cool. Hey, everybody, welcome back over to episode 3, I think, at this point, of the SBC podcast. I'm joined by my co host over here, Pete on Play.
What it do,
And
y'all? What
today,
it do?
and today we're going to be going over more teams. This time we're just going to be going over a few teams and telling you if they're going to have more or less wins than they did last season. All right? We're going to
Yep.
put in a bunch of teams going on. So, we're going to go through 10 teams today just to see what's going on for this season, just to get some light off real quick. So we can start off. Actually, you can start us off. If you don't play, if you have a team you want to go through right now, just to see what how they're gonna do in the standings and everything this season compared to the last one.
Yep. Actually though, for any NBA news though, we can like kind of jump into real quick before we really jump into the main topic. Um, the LeBron situation. LeBron might be out for
Oh,
2 to 3 weeks. I was seeing, knowing LeBron, it might turn into a month. So who knows? But I think that's gonna be kind of tough for the first little couple games for the Lakers not having LeBron out there. So I just really want to see how that worked though. But that's tough for the Lakers to start off with. That's not a positive, especially for kind of really the same team you had last year. So that's not really a positive to have at the beginning of the season so early.
nah, not at all. And but the good part about LeBron being out is that it gives Luka a chance to really like go out there and get his own rhythm started,
Yeah,
even
and
though
figure it out without LeBron. Yeah,
last. hmm But
yeah.
it should get the other guys and Lakers to at least be able to step up for a little bit. But I mean, this is like one of the last few seasons of his career. He could stay out for a little bit if he wants to be honest. But
Yep.
really, just up to it's really just matters what they do over in April, May, and June.
Yeah, really, that's what matters what they do April, May, and June because Luka's gonna do enough to get them there. So
Yeah, exactly. So I think that should be that with the Lakers. They ain't really. Um, Regardless, though, I still think they're gonna like finish
I think
out.
that yeah. But that's not a good. I just hope that they can gel together before he does come back, so he can just piece himself right back into the situation.
Yeah. Hopefully he can. I mean, what injury was it? It was like a groin strain or something like that. Let
Yeah,
me see.
something like that. I didn't really read too much on it. It's something like that. I didn't really read too much on it. But besides that point, you can start it off by naming your first team or whatever.
Okay. So I can start it off by naming a team that I think is actually gonna do a lot better this season than they did last season, and that's gonna be the New York Knicks.
New York
Last season,
Knicks.
about 50. They finished 51 wins and third in the East. But last season, the two teams that were in front of them were the Cleveland Cavaliers, fool's gold in my opinion, and the Boston Celtics. They don't have Tatum anymore. So who was really left to stop them? The teams that were behind them directly was Indiana. Don't have Halliburton no more.
Yep, no Halliburton.
Milwaukee Bucks don't have Dame anymore.
Don't have Dame
The only
anymore.
other teams you're looking at right now are the Magic, Pistons, and probably the Atlanta Hawks to really contend with the New York Knicks right now. But I think the New York Knicks are number one right now. They should be the number one seed in the East. They're probably going to win about 50. They should win more over 55 games. I feel like they should win over 55 games, even though their roster isn't as tight as it was last season with the loss of Tom Thibodeau as a coach. Um, I still don't. I just don't think the competition in the East is too harsh for them to really have to really face any sort of adversity amongst them. I mean, I don't think the Knicks should struggle much against the Bulls. I don't think they should struggle against the Raptors. Um, Maybe the Magic, probably maybe the Magic, maybe the Pistons, but right now the Knicks are looking at an open season in terms of their Eastern Conference standings. I don't see them having a problem against Cleveland either.
Okay,
But
okay, okay,
like I said,
okay.
I'll probably say about 55 wins. About 55 wins. Probably conference finals, if not finals appearance. And yeah, they should be honestly finals contenders. Honestly, finals contenders for the most part in the East.
Okay. I like that. I like that. To touch up from what you're saying, I think honestly, I think they obviously win more games than they won last year. I think it's gonna be maybe maximum 60, minimum 57, 58. I think around that range. I
Mm,
think they definitely have a significant boost. I think they're way better as a team now that you have a bench and you have a real reliable score off the bench to take really everything kind of off of Brunson. Now Cat gets to play the four and have a real rim protector, protect the paint, and Mitchell Robinson now.
mm,
So I think that Knicks team is way better than last year's Knicks team. And I like you say with the East being so much of an open season, I think they can be the first or the second seed with like 58, 59. Like I said, maximum 60 wins.
exactly. And since I forgot to mention last time we were talking about MVP discussions, Jalen Brunson might put himself in that discussion. To be honest, with the Knicks being the number one seed, I could see Jalen
Yeah,
Brunson being in a race for the MVP this season. I
yeah,
mean, he won't win it, but who knows? Who knows what he'll do out there? He's a good
yeah,
part out there. He's a top three point guard in the league for sure.
yeah, yeah. I like that. I like that.
Hmm. Moving on. What are the teams you got in order that could?
The touch up the for my first team. I'm going Atlanta. I think last year, Atlanta won 40 games if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for sure it's way more than 40. I think maximum 51, 52, minimum 48. But I think it's way more than 40 for sure. I think they win way more than 40 games, especially with new these new additions, especially with Kristaps Porzingis, Alexander Walker, Luke Kennard, with these new pickups. Then you got Taylor Johnson coming back off injury, a Zachariah who stepped up later into the end of the season. So I definitely think Atlanta wins way more games than they won last year, and I think they make a run for like fourth or fifth seed. So I think they win more games and see the playoffs.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I hear your take. I don't think they're gonna win. I don't think they're gonna get to 50 wins this season. In my opinion, in my personal opinion, I think they're probably gonna stop at around like 48, 47 ish wins because I think they'll be a much higher seed than they were last season because the East is again wide open. Last season they were ninth. They were the ninth seed, just missing the playoffs. This season I think this season they probably would be top 3 to 5, a top 3 to 5 in the East, but I don't think they're gonna get to the 50 win mark to be just cause I still don't see, even with the addition of Chris Stapps, I still don't see defensively them improving significantly enough for me to see that they can they can, because that's one of their biggest downfalls as a team since like 2022, since their conference finals appearance. They just on defense they're just kind of been lackluster for the most part. They're still kind of lackluster defensively in my opinion, even with the addition of Chris Stapps. I think it'll get them wins, yeah, but I don't know if it'll get them like 50 plus. I think like 48 wins is probably where I'm looking at them personally.
Okay, okay. And to touch up on that, you say, really adding Porzingis, we don't really make a defensive threat in the inside, really. But now that we added Alexander Walker, we're definitely sticky on the perimeter. But like you say, Kristaps not really a too much of a defensive presence that we made a defensive change really down low. So that's my really only thing I have with us. How much is the defense going to change, especially down low with Kristaps being there? So that's one thing to touch up. But you know,
Yeah, exactly. You guys still have some good players as well. You still have like I said, besides Trey Young and Chris Stapps, you still have Dyson Daniels, you still have Kongu, you still have Alexander Walker, like you said, and overall, you guys would be pretty good. You also got Luke Kennard as well. You guys would be pretty good offensively. Offensively, you're going to be solid. It's just defensively, I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference maker for the Hawks at the moment in terms of their seeding in the East.
okay,
That's just how it is in my opinion. Moving on though to the my second team that's gonna go to the we're gonna go over to the Western Conference this time. I'm gonna pick my team, of course, Oklahoma City.
okay,
Oklahoma last season, number one. Obviously, we were champions. Number one in the West, number one in the league for the most part, actually. But this season, I still think it's going to be more or less the same thing. The only other team I could think of contending with us is going to be the Dallas, not that well, Dallas Mavericks. Somewhat, if they
How
piece
many
it together.
games did y'all win last year? I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm trying to pull it up. It's not pulling up for me. I don't know why. But I'm pretty sure we won like 67 wins or something like that. It was a good amount of wins. I'm trying to pull
I
it
think
up.
you had like 67 or 69.
Yeah, it's about 67. Yeah, 67 wins right here. Yeah, we got about 67 wins. So, um, I mean, we can't really. I mean, we can improve much more than that, but it's like I still think we're going to be number one in the East, in the West. Sorry, just because of our defense. Our defense was number one of the decade, of the last 5 years in the 2020s so far, at least. And we still have our pieces. I feel like they're only going to improve from last season. I feel like, especially J Dub, he's going to have a much bigger role this season, especially with the performance he had last season. So I see we're going to go out there. Yeah, actually, we finished 68 last season. We won 68 games last
Yeah,
season.
68.
So we probably we're probably gonna finish around that same area. It might be 67 to be honest, but still feel like we're gonna be like number one in the East, in the West. Sorry, again, only Denver and Dallas are the only teams I can see competing with us in terms of the number one seed contention. Maybe Houston if they do something with KD, but um, like we said before, Fred VanVleet is out, so I don't really their offense, their team's gonna take a hit because of that.
Yep.
Lakers certain about it, especially with LeBron being out for 2 weeks. Um, yeah, nobody else I'm looking in the Western Conference is really. I ain't really scared of them to be honest. So I see. Okay, so
Okay.
last season we won 68. This season probably gonna win like 67, 68, maybe 67, 68 wins. That's just how I see it for myself.
Yeah, I think really to touch up on what you said, I really think the same thing. I think really y'all just either stay the same or maybe lose one more game or something like that. But I don't think it really moves from where you guys are. I think you guys established your team already. I think y'all established y'all identity, and I just think y'all just come back with the same season, fighting in the playoffs, number one seed again, best home record, blase blase. So I think
Hmm.
I think y'all really stay the same. I don't really see a drastic anything from y'all, ups or downs. So I think y'all really just stay the same.
Right, that's really what it is. All right, any team you got for your?
To touch up on my next team, we're heading back to the East, and I want to do Orlando. They won I think 41 games last year. Yeah, Orlando won 41 games because remember they had that bad slump at the end of the year. I think they won like 41 games. Um, I think Orlando definitely wins way more. I think they're a 50-win team next year. High 50s, 50, not high 50s, mid 50s, 53, 54, 55. I think around that range. I think that's what they hit. I think this is probably their momentum shift now with adding Desmond Bain and having that kind of breakout from Frost Warner, really showing like, okay, this is 1A, 1B, me and Pablo, seeing that Pablo's only getting better every year. He's only developing. So I
Yes.
think now with I haven't really seen too much about the Jalen Slug injury. What's the latest news? I haven't really heard too
Uh,
much lately.
a good point. Let me search him up real quick. Jalen Suggs. Um,
Why you look that up? But yeah, to really
yeah, he's out. He's still gonna be out for the beginning of the season.
yeah, so I think the first half they still put it together with now with Desmond Bain, but I think now when they get Jalen Suggs back and have a full healthy Orlando Magic team, I think they're forced to be reckoned with. And a matter of fact, I think they were the best home team last year, if I'm not mistaken. Not OKC. I think it was the Magic. With them having the home advantage and home crowd they do, now I
Mm.
think with like I said, Pablo Frost Warner, who basically showing that they're top dogs, they could be up there in the league. I think those two actually put it together this week. All we need for our Warner to is develop just a jump shot now. Develop a jump shot. That's the only thing that's missing in his game. He needs to develop a jump shot. He plays the game at his pace. He knows how to work. He just needs to develop a jump shot. But I think they win 53 to 55 games. I think they take a huge drastic up this year. So I think they win about 53, 54, 55 games.
53, 54. Wow. Honestly, a jump like that. Honestly, a jump like that sounds reasonable enough, especially if Banchero, like you said, takes that next step. I think a jump like that's reasonable. Yeah, Banchero's the truth, man. I think he's gonna be like a top. Yeah, he should be like a top two power forward pretty soon. To be honest, like he's really that. He's really really good. I A guy like that at his size move the way he does. It's crazy how much people are sleeping on him because he's on the Orlando Magic, but it's just he's like he's literally like a Carmelo Anthony type of scorer, but he has much longer range and he's more
Yep.
consistent shot making. I ain't saying he's a better shooter. I'm just saying he's more consistent in like the games he has.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, Banchero, the Orlando Magic. I think a jump like that, yeah, it's pretty reasonable to be honest. 53. I think they're gonna be around. I'd probably say 51. Yeah, about 50. I'd probably say about 51 wins. Last season, they were 41, 41. I think they make a 10-win jump to 51 wins. And that can get them, like, that'll probably make them the most improved team outside of, like, maybe, I don't know if maybe Philadelphia brings it out of nowhere or something, or
Yeah.
Toronto. But, yeah, Orlando Magic, that'll probably put them, so far second in the East for me, and wherever my
Yeah.
standings
So
are.
far, that's my team I got being second in the East
Mhm.
or third. That's second or third.
Yeah, that's really it. The next team I want to go over, next team I want to go over after the Orlando Magic, who was going to be. I went over the Thunder. I also want to talk about the Dallas Mavericks. Well, the Dallas Mavericks with their newfound roster of they have. Let me just read All Star roster to you. They have a good amount. They have a good amount of names on the team at the moment. They have Anthony Davis. They have Kyrie Irving. They got new rookie Cooper Flag. They got Klay Thompson. They got Quentin Grimes. They got where is he? Where is he? Where is he? D'Angelo Russell. And yeah, yeah, that's the yeah. Those are mostly the big names that I have to look at. My bad. No, I was looking at some stuff. Yeah, those are the mostly big names I have to look out for. But that team, their team altogether, I think from the preseason games I've been watching, I think they're already look not polished all together, but they already look like they know how to find their rhythm already. Like they look
How many
like they
games did they win last year?
last season, with Luca out, they won about 39 games in total with the midseason trade with Luca and everything.
Okay.
But this season, I think barring any injuries, and that's a big if
That's a big
from
hit.
guys like Kyrie and Anthony Davis. I mean, Kyrie's already out, so I'm already losing that argument. But
Yeah.
if they were to get themselves together for the next season, then I think yeah, they are looking at a drastic, I'd say 15, 18 game improvement. They're probably going to win like 56, 57 wins if they get their stuff together because if yeah, once Kyrie Irving comes back and they don't have to rely on D'Angelo Russell as the point guard, now they're just now their offense is going. They're going to have everything they need on offense. They're going to have a scoring point guard, a scoring forward, shooters on the floor, multiple wings that can switch on multiple defenders outside of Clay and AD. Yeah, Cooper Flag as well, and they still have what's his name? They still have Dwight Powell. They got PJ Washington as well. Still have Max Christie. This team still has great solid pieces on them, and they can put it together. They can actually be in a run for a championship if they want to. Whatever Nico Harrison got going out there, it's going. It might be going this season, but like we
It
said,
might be going.
it's injuries. Injuries is the big thing.
Yeah, injuries is the big thing. And to touch up on what you said, I definitely think they win way more games than that. Like, I think they go 52-51, still trying to kind of figure it out, as a team. But I think they take a big jump with, adding Cooper Flag. Now you get a Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis. We got to see how it's going to pan out though when Kyrie come back. But I think that team is pretty good still. I think that team has a lot of potential, like as in the wise of Cooper Flag, and I don't think they take a big, huge, drastic jump. Well, that is kind of a drastic jump. I lied. So I think they do, and I think they get around that 6, 7 seed. That's how stacked the West is, though. So I think they get
Mm,
around there in that stacked West. That's another thing too. The West is so stacked too. So I think in that stacked West, they can find a way to win about 51, 52 games. So yeah, I think they found a way to get something going though. That
I
Dallas
think
team.
you see it in my opinion. I think they're probably going to be either 2 or 3 behind OKC being a number one, to be honest. But the main thing that really sells me on it is the defensive aspect of it. Defensively, like I named with all the pieces, they're going to be much more improved. If you know Dallas, the history of Dallas Mavericks teams, they've always been mediocre to pretty bad on defense. This is one of the few teams I'm looking at, and I'm saying, yo, they got defensive pieces that can probably take them to like a top 5 defense in the league. I mean, Cooper Flag has the length across the board. Anthony Davis, we already know who he is. Clay Thompson, he's not the same defender he was in Golden State, but he still can stay in front of a defender.
Yeah,
And that got Dwight Powell and PJ Washington. Both are pretty good defenders that can come off the bench. Well, I think Dwight Powell starting, but yeah, those are two big men that can play good defense for you as well. And honestly, defensively, well, maybe let me hold back on saying they top 5 defense, but like there's definitely going to be like a top 10 defense at least,
yeah.
because just because of the pieces they have defensively and everything. But yeah, Dallas Mavericks, top 3 seed, 57 wins is for me, to be honest,
Okay.
and
So you really high on Dallas?
oh, very high on Dallas for sure, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, we can move on to the next team for that.
Next team I wanted to touch up. I really want to touch on like a not a sleeper team, but a lot of people don't really talk about them as much anymore. I want to touch on Portland. Portland last year they won 36 games. I think they win more. I think they can make a 8, 9 game jump. I think that team, even though they traded Simons, but I think they got Holiday. That's a good return back in investment or on investment. But I think that team is very young and very gritty, and I think they're ready to go now with Shannon Sharp. I said Shannon Sharp. I forgot his
You,
name, but it's not Shannon Sharp. Um,
yeah,
now with Sharp,
Shaden,
yeah, now with Sharp
Shaden,
and yeah, Shannon Sharp. Now with so I did say his name right. So now with Shannon Sharp, you got Sharp. You got still got Grant over there. You got those other young pieces gelling together. Klingen, a couple guys I'm leaving off, but you got that squad that's young, and I think they're ready to go. So I think they can win about 4 or 5 more games. So with them winning 36, I think they can win probably about 40, 43, 42. Couple more games than last year. I think defensively they're getting better too now. Defensively adding Drew Holiday. I think their offense is not the best, not bad, but I think their defense is good enough and they're gritty enough to win games and have a better season than they did last year. That's just my
mm.
quick little take on Portland.
Yeah, Portland got a little something. Portland has they don't. I mean, they just got back Damian Lillard, but I don't make that big of a. I don't make that big a
Yeah,
deal
because
as
he
a
might
team.
not even touch the floor this year.
Yeah, he might not even touch the floor. He got in the torn Achilles as well, I believe. And but Portland, I've been high. Not high, but I've been waiting on what's his name? What's that dude? Not Scoot Henderson, not Shaden Sharp. What's the other guy's name? That Bueno. I'm trying to find his name on the roster right here. I can't find him. Maybe he got traded, but right now they got Drew Holiday. They got like you said,
You talking about
Shane.
Alfred Simon? You talking about the Simons kid?
Yeah, I was looking. Yeah, what happened with him?
He got traded to Boston for Drew Holiday.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. So he got traded over to Boston for Drew Holiday. I mean, damn, they really lost him. Dang, I don't know why they moved on from him. What do they need Drew Holiday for if they got? I mean, I don't know. But hopefully they can be able to do something with the team they have. Like you said, last season, what they won last season? 36 wins or something like that. Let me see.
Yeah, they won 36
Yeah.
games.
So last season, this season, what we're gonna see from the season ain't gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a difference, but I think it'll be somewhat of a difference. That's probably around 40, probably around 40 wins or so, somewhere around that area. Like they have better pieces. Well, not better, but they have good pieces nowadays, and some of them are out. But they still have guys like Jeremy Grant, still have Matisse Thybulle as a defender. Scoot Henderson and Shaden Sharp are still their guards out there. One of them come off the bench for Drew Holiday, or now, of course. But besides that, yeah, I think the team is solid. The team is all right, but I don't think they're gonna make too much moves out there. They're probably gonna be around the six, around not six. I'm sorry, like the 9, 10 seed, probably around 40 wins. To be honest, I
40
don't know if they're gonna
wins.
playoffs.
Okay, 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 okay.
West at least. The West is kind of stacked for that.
Yeah, the West is stacked for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. So hold on. Let me think. I went through three teams. I think.
Yeah.
Uh, I went through OKC. I went through Dallas. I went through the Knicks. All right. Okay. So okay. Yeah. So we went through three teams each. All right. So now we can move on to the next team. My team still staying in the West over here. I'm picking the Los Angeles Lakers to talk about, and yes, it probably is just because they're the Lakers. But
They won 50 games last year, if I'm not mistaken, I think, right?
yeah, games last year. Like we said in the beginning of this episode, Bron James is about to be out for about 2 or 3 weeks. Could be longer, knowing his timeline in terms of returning back on the court. He likes to wait 2 or 3 weeks, then the 3 weeks comes, and he has another week before he actually comes back on the court. But regardless, though, this new Lakers team probably looking at bare minimum 50 wins as well. I think I look at about 52, to be honest, 52, 53. It all depends on how Luka plays, for me, to be honest. I think the weight, and I'm pretty sure that's what the Lakers are hoping for. The weight of their season relies on how well Luka Doncic plays for them. If he, I'm not saying that like he's gonna go out there and average like there's a chance he could average like 21 a game like a bum, but if he averages 26, 8, and 9 or something like that, they probably win about 52. They could win a lot more if he averages like 38, 30, 10, and 9 or something like that. He just has really crazy games. It's just really about how aggressive he wants to be in terms of leading his team, leading the Lakers, leading guys like DeAndre Ayton and Bronny James. I'm gonna say Bronny Jordan, Bronny James, and all that.
Bronny Jordan.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Imagine Jordan had a son in the league, but oh nah, it really all depends on how well he's going to be leading that group of guys out there. The group of guys he has around him ain't really the greatest outside of the top heavy ones. I mean, you still have Austin Reeves, of course. You got Gabe Vincent now as well, but besides that, I mean, Jackson Hayes is good, but we're looking at guys like R.J. Davis, Jaren Cumberland, Dalton Netch or something. I forgot his name. Jared Vanderbilt's
Don
all right as
Connect.
well. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying you talking about Don Connect.
Yeah, yeah, Don Connect, yeah. Max Kleber, Rui Hachimura. They're still solid players on the team as well, but it all depends on how Luka's wanting to lead them because LeBron's gonna be out for the first half of the season. It's just gonna be a Luka show for the first say 10 games of the season for the Lakers, to be honest. So 52, 53 wins, but if Luca starts to snap, I'd say about 55. Top three in the East, top three in the West as well, competing with Dallas.
Okay, okay. To be honest, I think really the same exact thing you said. Literally, I just really think it's about how they started off with those first couple games without LeBron, and also I don't I don't really see a change in the Lakers. Luca might have a year. Luca might draw them to 55, 56 games, but I don't really see a big change in the Lakers. They didn't really do too many free agency moves. The Deontay Aiden move, it doesn't really like scream nothing too crazy. Like I don't think that was like I think it was a potentially could have been way better moves at the center position, just, even just that, just because of like his potential wise of like there's other players potentially that can get to what he was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really think that's a big scare or anything like, oh, the league is worried now about the Lakers. I think the Lakers really just finish off the same way they did last year, just stay in the talks just because they have LeBron and Luka. You didn't really add no more defense. Like the problem was you didn't add no defense. You didn't really add no scores. Like, yeah, you got Luca, but you didn't really add no scores. You didn't add no real consistent third option. You didn't add no shooting, as in like the three ball spot ups. You didn't really add that. You lost that with Denny Finney Smith. Um, so the Lakers didn't really change anything. It's like they're coming really with the same roster, just with a new center who's not nothing crazy, and I think the one kid they got from the Kings. So I see the Lakers being around the same place. I don't really see nothing big, drastic change. I don't think it's a big nothing really from the Lakers. I think they stay around the 50, 51 range.
The Lakers look like I think the Lakers have 19 or 20 players signed at the moment. It looks like this is like like they have a lot of players signed on the roster right now, at least signed to have possible rotation minutes at least at the moment. A lot of them could be
Yeah.
waived or any day during the season.
Yep.
But
Yep.
uh yeah, the Lakers right now with the pieces that they get. Oh, and they have Marcus Smart as well. I forgot they added him as well.
Yeah.
But even with the addition of
Yeah. They
Marcus,
added Marcus Smart. Yep.
uh,
I
even with
forgot
the
about
addition of
that.
Marcus Smart, they I don't think they I don't think they're really making
I don't think
that
they
much
made
of
a
a difference.
splash
I
though.
actually,
Like I don't think they
I
made.
to be honest, 52, 53 wins. I probably put them as a 4 or 5 seed because I still have Denver winning more games than them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they stay about the same. I don't think it's really nothing big change, and I don't think it's really nothing about them getting worse. I think they stay the same, or maybe two, three
Mm,
more games.
right, exactly. And yeah, that's pretty much how takes going to be for the Lakers. What are the teams we got to get into with this?
And one more last team I wanted to touch up on before we
Mhm.
wrap this up. I wanted to touch up on the New Orleans Pelicans. Well, the New Orleans Pelicans. They won 21 games last year, and I think they take a drastic roller coaster ride to the top. I think they win. I think they return to that 42, 49, like, around not four, but I think they return to like
Um,
44, 42, 45 range. I think they return back around there somewhere a little bit over 500. I think they return back to there. I don't definitely don't think they're going to be 25. I don't think they'll be that. So I think they return back to that 500 range. Now that you got Zion, who looks like he looks scary right now. The man looks healthy. The man looks ready to go. He looks motivated. He looks like he actually playing basketball with a purpose right now. So
mm,
then you just added Jordan Poole. You just added Jordan Poole. I think that's a very good pickup to
right.
kind of separate the floor with Zion. Now you can kind of spread the floor more. I guess kind of with that now you got a real deal splash shooter. If the hole not working, if the paint not working for Zion, I think they were just injured a lot last year, so now I think they're getting their returning pieces back. And I think now adding, like I said, adding Jordan Poole, you get more offense to add to kind of that defensive side that was already looking crazy with Herb Jones and Trey Murphy over there,
Right.
Jose Alvarez. So the defense is already crazy. Even Zion got some good defense. So the defense is already crazy. So now to add Jordan Poole to make a difference on that scoring side, I think they have a good team. Did they get rid of CJ McCollum or is he still there? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, got rid of. Yeah, they got rid of him.
He's on the Wizards, right?
I remember.
Yeah, he was a part of the trade. Yeah, he was a part of the
Yeah,
trade.
no, you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was a part of that trade.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
nah, yeah,
yeah
nah.
he's
It's
on the
crazy hearing,
Wizards now.
crazy hearing you take about the Pelicans, man. I'm pretty high on them too myself, man. Like the Pelicans, they got a good amount of rosters. I mean, even though they lost Brandon Ingram, bro, I still think they got some solid enough pieces out there to work out a good 40 win season. At least probably low to mid 40s, to be honest. But they're
Yeah,
gonna be in the play at least. Well, they go playoff to play in. They're gonna be in the playoff to play in standings because the West really do be competitive. 40 something wins usually gets you around seventh to ninth seed in the West. So I'd probably say, yeah, they'd probably be 7th to 9th seed depending on like where they at in that area.
nope. Yeah, yeah. I think the Pelicans take a very big jump now that you you get a healthy squad to begin the season. Zion back healthy. Zion looks healthy. He looks very healthy. The man, I thought it was AI at first, but man looks very healthy. He looks good. I think they take a
Man,
drastic jump, win about 20 more games, way more from last year. So I think that's one of the team. I think that's a team too that wins more. Um, we didn't really It looked like we said same or either more for a lot of those teams, but I think a lot of teams. I think this NBA season right here, a lot of teams like who kind of had the struggling ends of the last year winning 39, 40 games. I think those teams kind of do make a little win two, three more games just because of the fact. I think we're going to get a lot of more healthy teams this year, a lot of more
yeah,
chemistry between a lot of teams. I think we had a lot of, like, not trades last year, but I think we had a lot going on with so many organizations. I think this year just going to be a healthy, clean basketball year for like a lot of teams on that type of trajectory.
yeah, a lot of teams, honestly. And we saying a lot of teams are gonna go up. Obviously, it means some teams have to go down. I think a few teams are gonna go down. Cleveland obviously gonna go down in my opinion. I don't think they went in anything close to 64 last season like they did last season. Teams like the obvious ones like Boston and Indiana because of their star players being
Yeah,
out
because they're
are
injured.
there as
Yeah.
well. Um, um, Team like I'd say Houston's probably gonna go down as well. They ain't gonna win like 52 like they did last season. They'll be hot. They'll be like the fourth. They'll be like the 5, 6 seed, but I don't think they're gonna win 52.
I think the
Those are the
Clippers
teams
go
that
down
probably,
too. I don't think they win 51 games.
yeah, Clippers as well. They're probably gonna go down.
No,
Even
the
if
Clippers
Kawhi
didn't
Leonard
win
is like
51 games last year. They won
they want they want 50.
50.
Yeah, it was 50 even.
Yeah, I think they go down from that. I think they go back to that how they used to be 44, 45. I don't really think it's a big change that they made to their roster. Yeah, I don't really think there's something like a crazy move or something big that they made. Yeah, I think they around that range of 40, 45 back to how they used to be. I don't think they make a jump either.
Exactly.
Definitely I don't think they make a jump. I think they
Exactly.
get worse, honestly.
Exactly, yeah. Another team as well, Miami Heat, and they weren't even like that high last season. I just don't think they added anything better this season to make them better. So I just think they're
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
worse off of that merit alone. Uh,
Yeah, I think they get
Same with a
worse.
team like the Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Heat get worse just to add a couple,
Yeah,
just to add two more bonus teams in there. But I think the Heat get worse too.
exactly. Also, like the Grizzlies, Kings as well. I think they're probably. I think the Kings will stay the same. I think the Grizzlies get worse though.
Yeah,
Um, unless like have some redemption season or something like that. I think they get worse. I think they'll win 48 games. To be honest.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm. But I think that's gonna do it for the teams for the most part. Y'all have anything else like you want to discuss or any other topics you want to touch on real
Really,
quick?
that was really the topic of the day. Really, teams we think if we think teams are gonna win more or less. Really, that was the topic of today's video. Y'all comment down below and put y'all opinion of what
Hmm.
teams y'all think gonna win more or less. If y'all want us to do a part two, let us know in the comments. We probably are going to do a part two. We're probably going to do all teams. So if you want us to do a part two, let us know. If you got any more video ideas that you guys want us to do, touch up on y'all favorite team, touch up on a take, touch up on some debates. Anything y'all want us to do, comment down below. Let us know on all of our socials: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that. Subscribe, like, share a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll have another we'll be back soon to drop another video for you guys. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.
All right. Peace.